Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's another blessed day. And we have a wonderful guest. I'm your host, Michael Kimadi of If You Want, MK. And I'm hosting Impact Masters in collaboration with Africa's Talking, bringing you the African story that matter. And today, it's a beautiful day. We have one awesome guest from the west side of Africa, and by the name, she's a lady that I have known for some time right now, and she's done amazing stuff that I want, and I feel like she is an impact master. She has written code, she has run the community, still does. She's a country manager, among as many other things that I know about her. But without further ado, welcome Mariam Nourya Koné at Impact Masters show. How are you, Mariam?
I am fine.
You're fine. It's good to have you. You look fine, though.
You too.
Yeah. So it's good to have you, Mariam. And Mariam, at this show, actually, we're trying to feature, African impact masters and tell our own authentic stories, because for the longest, the African stories have been told by third parties. And most of the times when, they are broken down to 1.5 minutes, and it's basically what favors the agenda. So we're trying to change that narrative and create our own stories that, say, 100 years, 50 years from now. If you listen to these kind of conversations, you can learn one or two things. If you see a $1 billion company, if you see an impactful company, you know the journey that actually resulted to that. And that's why we're here today. But before we tell an African story, as you know, we really want to know, who is Mariam? Where was she born? How did she become this awesome?
Well, my full name first is Mariam Nourya Koné. I was born in Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan.
Yeah.
And I was raised in Dakar, Senegal. That's still West Africa.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. I studied there, school, primary school, high school.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So primary school, middle school, high school. And then when I finished high school, I felt like I've actually never lived in my country. And I decided, okay, I want to go there and study computer science. I wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, yeah?
Or a computer scientist.
Yeah, I told you she's smart. So, Mariam, before you go doing doctorate, medicine doctor, right?
Yes. Neuropsychologist.
What?
Neurosurgeon, sorry.
Neurosurgeon.
Yes. Brain.
Okay.
Haha.
That's different level.
Yes.
So, how was your primary school, middle level? How was that experience for you? Because also, again, we are taught, some of our childhood, our friends, our experiences, our upbringing, and even when any innovator, any impact master already existing, if you really want to know why they do what they do and how they think, you have to understand who they have been even before they were recognized. So how was that like for you? Or how is it to study in Senegal in primary school or nursery school? I don't know where you start in Senegal.
So in Senegal, so I grew up there. That's from 0 years old to 18 years old.
Okay.
And I only went to private Catholic schools.
Yeah.
And it was in a very, I would like to say, international environment, in the sense that...
Was it an international school?
No, it was a local school that also had international content.
Okay.
We had, I think, more than 52 nationalities represented in the school.
Oh,
so
awesome.
It was a very diverse environment where you would see any kind of people. So for me, that was it's normal, And I loved reading. I would spend my lunch breaks at school's library.
Yeah.
because I would get bored when kids would be jumping in the sand and sweating weirdly. I was a very active kid as well.
Yeah.
I used to fight a lot. I used to fight boys.
Yeah.
But aside from that, because I would just not take intimidation, I was like, no, you cannot intimidate me because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
And aside from that, I was just spending my time reading and watching mangas and all the classic mangas we all watched, like Dragon Ball Z and all those things.
Those are cartoons or?
Those are mangas, like the animated version of the mangas.
Okay.
You've probably heard of Senseiya. No, yes. All those Japanese animation that we used to watch as kids.
Yeah.
And even now, to be honest. But yes, that was how I would entertain myself and playing games. And I used to also practice martial arts. I've been practicing that since a kid.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how was my primary school. I did have, because since I was an Ivorian in Senegalese country, sometimes people will try to harass me because I was not a local.
That's why you studied martial arts?
No, my dad was like, everyone is going there. My sister, everyone, we all went through that.
Yeah.
But it was really fun, really cool.
So right now, no one can harass you, can deal with them.
Harassers are still going to harass, no matter how you look or what you can do.
Yeah. But you see, if you have these techniques, you have these, moves, sometimes you can defend yourself or, disable. Is it disable or do it? Like, I don't know, you can defend yourself and even beat someone in case it gets to that point.
Well, I'd rather it does not get there because I'm not a big fan of violence.
Yeah.
But yes, I will defend myself. I will. I do not like to initiate fights as well. When I was a kid, I used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Okay.
Like, don't push me. You try, okay, let's do it. know? But martial arts, I think, helped me become centered. Like, you don't have to because now you know that you can control the power that you have.
Yeah.
You can actually protect yourself. You know what type of harm you can do. And at that point, you're like, no, I do not want to go there. Let's discuss it.
So you know how powerful you are when it comes to that and you don't want to use that. That's beautiful. And maybe we'll get to know why. So how many years do you do in Senegal, like for the primary school? Is it primary?
Yeah, primary school, middle school, high school, everything. Even, the very first time you go to school, I went to school there.
So yeah, it's primary school. We're in Kenya, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering where I'm calling here. And then secondary school and then university. So there is no middle school and all these things. But the curriculum is changing to curriculum-based learning. So that might change, I don't know. Because even the years that you spend in the primary school have changed. I think also there's some kindergarten in between before you get to primary school. But that's just changed like 4 years ago. So you spend how many years in primary school?
Well, first there was kindergarten.
Okay.
And then primary school, you had like what? Sorry, I'm counting.
No
literally.
worries. Yeah.
Like, I would say 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
In kindergarten?
That's primary school. Kindergarten is 3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
Yes.
Of that, it's primary school and 3 years, and 3 years kindergarten. Right?
Yes, 3 years kindergarten and then 6 years primary school. And then middle school, you have like 4.
Wait a minute.
4 years.
Is that French?
Yes.
So you guys started in French?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We'll get to all these French, English, where that came in. So middle school, you said how many years?
6 years.
6 years. And that's when you get to the national examination.
Yes.
Okay. And that now qualifies you to go to?
Middle school.
Middle school.
And,
which is more or less like secondary school.
Kind of.
How many years there?
4 years and another exam.
Oh, okay. Like the national exam.
Yes.
So let me ask you.
And then 3 years again.
Okay.
And then another exam.
Okay. 3 years now, that's like university, college and all that.
After the 3 years, then it's university.
How many years before? Like there's 6, there's 4.
Yes.
That's 10. And then there's 3 years.
Yes.
It's 13. And then university, how many years?
And then university depends on what you want to study.
All right. So you finish your primary school. How did you perform?
I performed average and even a little bit less.
Why?
I was not focused at all.
Oh, okay. You love to play? What?
Yes, I was not focused. I was very distracted. I would even read books in classes that had nothing to do. Yes.
But I think if you read books, you should have aced it.
I mean, fun books. I was reading to have fun. I was not reading to learn. I was reading exciting books, adventure books, supernatural, anything but math and what the things I was supposed to actually read.
Do you love sciences at that level or just...
No, at that time, no. I was not very interested in that. I wanted to become a witch.
A witch?
Based on the books I was reading.
Oh, the comic and all that
The imaginary,
stuff.
I was looking for my powers, and I was like, oh, when am I going to receive my letter to go to Hogwarts,
And the magic word.
Yes.
So at this point, you're like, you're just being a child anyway. So, and then you join high school. So when people graduate there, are they called like by the government? How is that process of transitioning from middle school to... Is it middle school? I think primary school to middle school.
Yes. So you have to have, first you need to have the proper grades in that last year of primary school. And then you need to have a good mark, a certain mark, at least on the exam. And then you go, they can basically reorient you to another school or to the same school, or you can just choose, your parent can just choose, okay, she succeeded at her exam, then she's going there. And then you just start normally.
And the avenue is that you either called out to go to this middle school or maybe your parent takes you to the private school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for you, which path did you take after that?
I kept going to a private school because I was not a Senegal national.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is no opportunity for you there to go to this school.
Yes.
All right, I see. And here, by the way, is this something that I ask most of my guests? I don't know if it's the same thing in Senegal. Do people get monolized, like, being bullied and, being welcome? There's a certain welcome that people receive when they join high schools here. Is it the same there? Or?
Well, there was no particular bullying. I was bullied in primary school.
Oh, okay.
But not in high school.
Not in high school.
Yes, no.
So why? Because you are a foreigner. That's why you are bullying in primary school.
Mainly, I think kids first they duplicate what adults do, and I remember I used to have a teacher who I felt despised me. Maybe as a kid it was something else, but I really did feel that he did not like me. He put a lot of pressure on me, targeting me even when I was not even doing anything. So there was that, and then when kids realize that, oh, even the teacher
is a target,
doesn't like you, then they start pushing you around, messing with you.
That is sad.
So I was a rebel in primary school. I was like, no.
That's why you fought.
I was a nerd in primary school.
Oh, okay.
At some point, I was like, let me just distance myself from that.
Yeah.
I would be on my thing, but then if you came for me, we would fight.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense now why you're fighting other people, and most probably maybe you're defending yourself. So you joined high school. Did you get serious? How was it there? Was it smooth?
My first year of high school kind of went well. I started actually being really interested into English because my English teacher was actually, I think he was pastor or priest. How do you say it? We call it father. We call him father.
Priest.
Yes, he was a priest. Really kind, really nice. So I, for me, if I like the person and it kind of seems interesting, I started learning, and I became the best. I was like, I like it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's when I actually started liking math as well and natural sciences and things like that. But then I was not very motivated to get good grades, so I would just do what I had to do to move on to the next. Yes.
Why? Were you still cheeky and involved in activities?
Yes, and still a bit bored.
Oh, okay.
I was bored.
Yeah. So
I was not very interested in what I was learning.
But English, you were so interested and invested at the same time.
Yeah. So I actually started being focused and trying to get good results when I was in that last year of middle school. I'm like, I have this exam, my grades are bad, and I cannot fail.
Yeah.
So-
Why we could not afford failing?
Because that was not an option for me. As a kid, failing for me was not an option because
Why?
I hate regret. If you fail after trying, then you know you've tried. But if you haven't even put in the effort, the guilt after that.
But in primary school, you failed. Then was there a regret?
I never did a class like 2 times.
Oh, okay.
I was going there. I was not the best, but I was,
You were just managing.
I was managing.
But at this point, you say, I don't want to manage anymore. I want to be
No,
at the top.
even then I didn't want to be at the top because I
Okay.
was not even following. I was just like barely getting there. Okay, I have the right grade, bam, next. The right grade, bam, next.
Okay,
I'm like,
interesting stuff. Yeah.
if I keep going on this, I'm probably going to fail this one because I could see because I was not making effort. I was not even studying. I was just having fun reading my books.
Oh, you still reading your comic books? Yeah,
reading
okay.
my books, reading my Harry Potter. That's what I would do. And I'm like, no, I actually need to pass this one, and then I'll see if the classes that I have in high school I actually like, then maybe I'll put in the effort. But yeah, I think I was starting to be getting to be interested in like natural science. You know, like
What is
but the
natural
ba-
science? You have said that twice now.
Yes.
What's that?
We used to call it science of life and earth, literally, if I'm translating.
That's
But
not biology.
not only biology.
Okay.
You know, there was a bit about the ground, like kind of geology and all those things. It was a mix of that and also sciences about the body, all those things.
What did you say? Science of body. What's that?
What I mean is that you're studying body parts, you're studying, this is this. I don't know how you guys call it in your system.
No. That's biology actually, like
But,
physical
okay.
anatomy, physical, something to do with
Yeah.
anatomy. So here we have 3 sciences, just to break it down so that at least you get why I'm confused.
Yes.
So there's physics, chemistry, and biology. Those are the 3 sciences. So chemistry is the chemical reactions and how they affect anything. So you understand how if you mix chemicals, what happens, and also what triggers actually those reactions.
Yes.
And then with physics, it's more of mechanical, like, there's a pendulum, there's a structure, there's all these things, and the math that are involved in that, the speed and all that kind of stuff. Then biology is the body structure, how the body functions, the plants, whatnot. And then that's where especially when you talk about plants, that's when chemistry meets biology.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then
So,
even
it's biology.
in some parts,
Yes.
you find that even how the tree grows, they grow against the gravity and all that. If the leaf, whatever happens, it falls. Why does it fall? The gravity. So you see how they relate as sciences. So it was biology.
Yes, we had physics, we have chemistry, and we had biology. But at that point, we were not studying chemistry
Separately.
or physics. We started that in high school. We were only doing biology.
Okay, I see. And all this is done in French.
Yes.
Besides the English lesson.
Yes.
Okay. How was it like now that you know English and you have been doing this in French? Do you think doing things in English is easier or French?
It depends. I guess if you've learned French first, it's easier for you to be doing these things in English.
Yeah.
Because you have, I feel, a lot more rules in French. You have masculine, feminine, a lot of those things that you don't have. It's easier to go from French to English than it is to go from English to French.
Oh, I see. So you do your high school, you pass, right? And then you go to
High school.
So high school, that's why now you like choose what you do in Senegal. How does it work?
Yes, now you have to pick between sciences and literature, kinda. So I went for sciences
Why?
because I wanted to be challenged. I liked mathematics, but I wanted to be challenged. I didn't see myself because you would still do literature,
Yeah.
but you also do science and maths and physics, chemistry,
Yeah.
which is very light when you're doing that literature kind of
Yeah.
program. So it's different.
So it was more science now onwards.
Yes, it was. I would say it was balanced.
Okay.
A good amount of science, a good amount of literature, language. Yes, it was balanced.
Yeah. So in high school, were you welcomed, or are they cool?
Well, it was fine. My first year of high school, I was actually on vacation in my home country. I was in Abidjan, and then I came 1 week late. And the very first test we had was, I think it was a physics and chemistry test, and I've never studied chemistry or physics. I had 3 out of 20. I remember that.
How did it make you feel?
I was like, this is starting.
I need to be serious.
Well. Yeah, I need to be like, yes.
And was there like someone who had 19 out of 20,
Yes.
20 out of 20?
Yes, there was a girl like that.
Was it a girls' school?
No.
Okay, mixed school.
Mixed school. But girls were usually the first in the classes most of the time.
Top of the class?
Top of the class.
Okay, that's very interesting. Why? Why? Because you say that categorically that girls, you're always fast. Why? Why do you think so?
Well, it was a fact. We could see it. We could see it. I feel it's because women girls at least understand very early that they need to do 2 times, 3 times more than men to be recognized, acknowledged, or respected. So from very early age, you know that I need to be really good at that, or I will be dismissed.
Yeah. That's very interesting aspect you brought, and I think we'll get to what you're doing for other girls, for other women, and all that. But at this point, now things are starting to form, and I like how this is going. And even right now, I think there's this STEM movement with every company, including Africa's Talking, that you find there's more attention to girls. There's more intentional drive to like reach out to girls. There are even a couple of events that are shaped for girls, like girls in tech workshops, girls in tech hackathon, and all that. Are you saying if girls realize this early on, some of these initiatives might not be that necessary? They could compete in a flat field, or do you think this is still necessary?
Well, I think it is still necessary, even if we bring that to that level, because there's definitely a bias that is there. There is that idea that if you are a woman, you cannot do those technical jobs or have a technical career because, well, either women are not smart enough or they don't have, the strength to actually pull through, or they are meant to get married and they're meant to raise children, so they should not be there, And you know that as a software engineer, software developer, sometimes you are required to be doing extra hours, working at nights. So there is that stigma that, if you're a woman, this is not for you. So go do marketing and commercials.
So let me ask you, Mariam. I think from the African perspective, that was basically out of love. That already, being a wife, being a mom, it's a lot of work, to be honest.
It is.
More than any science I know, because
it is. I agree.
I think, and you guys are, no offense, you are shaped for that. You are made for that. You are created for that. Instinct-wise and any other definition.
Let me not go that way, because not every woman wants to have kids. Not every woman who has kids has that internal, how do you say the word that you used? Maternal instincts. Not all women have that. And I think the point is we should be letting women make choices for themselves. Choose. I want to be this. I want to be this. If she wants to be a mother and be an engineer, it's possible. If she wants to be a mother solely, it's possible, and it is respectable and it is honorable. If she wants to be an engineer, then it is also honorable.
If she wants to be in commercial.
If she wants to be in commercial, it is because we I feel like the society is trying to put women in a specific box where just like men come with different, different, I would say, skills. Like you take the next person, the next man you meet, you don't have the same set of skills. You don't have the same weaknesses. Like you are really good at what you're doing, but he might be really bad at what you're doing. And he might enjoy other things, manual work.
I have no dispute with that actually. Is that I feel like, also there's too much pressure for girls to be engineers.
I don't think there is pressure for that. I think what is trying to happen here is trying to show girls and women that this is also an option. Not putting pressure, but this is an option. This is actually okay. Let me tell you something. When I was doing my bachelor in computer science and engineering, you know how people would call us, the girls in the room? We were like 6 out of 40 people.
Yeah.
You are boys with hairs.
Okay.
Boys with hairs. People would actually tell me,
that's not
do you
cool.
even have
That's not
hair
cool,
under that hijab you're wearing?
Yeah. And whether I meant to ask, you said you studied in all Catholic school, but you are Muslim.
Yes.
So there was no, you need to be in another school.
No, I only went to Catholic. So what happens is you have really good Catholic schools in Senegal. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They have really good teachings and everything. But you still have, I don't want to give a number, but back in the time, I think it was approximately more than 90% of the school children were Muslim. So they were like Catholic classes. And then during Catholic classes, Muslims and non-Catholic kids had another thing that we called moral, where a teacher would come and talk to us about values and different things, So it was never, we were never pressed into or forced, into another belief. And I think that is one thing that I liked. We had those ecumenical prayers that we would have. They would bring like a priest or an évêque, an imam or a sheikh and a rabbi, and then all of the students, we will do one prayer that is universal, and we would do that even every Monday before starting classes.
Yeah.
So for us, it was, you're sitting next to a Catholic, we're sitting next to a Christian, you're sitting next to a Muslim, it's the same for us.
Yeah.
We just had love for each other.
Amazing stuff. And does that help you to even focus on important things? Like if you want to focus maybe on science, and just walk to anyone, regardless of the religion or background, and say, you know what, I can't figure this out. Please, show me how do you figure this out and stuff like that.
Yes. It's not a barrier. It's like, no matter what you look like, if you have the info I have, I'm going to go for it.
Oh, nice.
I'll just take you the way you are.
And then you're expecting to be taken the way you are.
The way I
nice.
am. Actually, I have not started wearing the hijab until like my last year of high school. So I was not wearing it before.
That's why they said you're boys in the air. So why did you make that switch? Was it a conscious decision? Like, I'm an Islam girl. And, as much as there's no pressure, I want to live like an Islam lady.
Well, I actually started wondering. I started asking myself questions because I would see at the school mothers coming and dropping off their kids, some of them wearing the hijab, some of them not wearing it. And I started wondering, that was late primary school, late middle school, like the last year of middle school.
Which year was this?
The last year of middle school.
Which year specifically?
Like the year? When was that?
Just to give people the idea of the timelines and all that.
Okay. I think the math, probably around in 2009.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not very sure, but
okay. Around that time.
Around that time.
Yeah.